stay as possible. Our moderator for tonight is Miss Anderlane Hunter. Come on up. Guys, where are the playwrights? Who's here? That's fabulous. Oh, that's right. Jason is here. Jason wrote The Seance. Come on up, Mr. Jason. Anyone else here? Yes. Come on up. And you're Nick?
No, Stratton.
You're Stratton. Come on down, Stratton. Stratton wrote the Godot piece. Yay! So guys, folks, come on out. And we have our directors. Come on up. If you directed one of the pieces. Get more bright lights. But we'd love to hear some feedback from some of the plays. So Andra, where are you? Take it away. What?
Chair, grab.
Getting a chair? Stratton. Oh, Stratton. Fabulous. Grab a chair. Cool. Or a bench.
Yeah.
Yes. Are there more chairs, or can you sit on the edge of the stage? Okay.
There's a chair here if anyone wants to.
Are we need more chairs? Here's a chair. Here's a chair. Where's she sitting? So, have you all attended a talkback before? No, some people haven't. Yes, maybe? Okay, so a talkback is exactly what it sounds like. It's simply a chance for the audience, who has been sitting quietly for this whole entire time, to say something. If you have things that you want to say about the plays and your experience of the plays. And we would be absolutely delighted for you all to contribute. I'm going to ask questions, try to get things going, but please just raise your hand at any time if you have a burning question that you passionately need to know the answer to. So my first question for y'all, so I don't know if y'all know this as the audience, but one of the deals about this festival is that the playwrights didn't know the director or the actors didn't know the directors didn't know the actors until last night. So I want to ask, especially I think the directors and actors, and playwrights too, what was it like for you not knowing anyone else until you got your casting? Or maybe that's not true, maybe y'all all do know each other. Tell me about this process of not knowing until the night rehearsal started. Yeah.
So, I know none of y'all. So I literally had no idea who you were until last night. However, because it was a small show, it was actually it kind of felt like it didn't feel too different in the sense that it basically just felt like a very compressed version of a longer show. So the whole learning your lines, we did most of that at home beforehand, so we didn't have to spend several weeks learning them. But the whole doing the blocking and then refining and doing all the refining stuff, it honestly just felt like a more condensed version because it was only 10 minutes. Yeah.
You know, some of us learned our lines this morning too.
That's true.
Yeah.
And we are so proud of you.
I was actually asked to come down here yesterday and didn't know this was actually happening until yesterday. I am with Melina. I am not from this college or campus or wherever. I was just asked to sub in for someone that couldn't be here physically. So that's neat. I got
Any directors want to weigh in on this process?
I met Darren in another iteration of this festival, but it's my first time meeting Monica. I wasn't too phased about coming in and working with somebody new. But I was really much more interested in the natural chemistry between the two of them. Because I directed Safe Walk, and so the subject matter is so weighty, and you just really never know how people are going to respond when you start getting into issues regarding gender and race and sexual assault. And the writer just really handles it so beautifully. I think it just really allowed them to get comfortable with each other. So really, Darren and Monica made it super easy for me.
And I actually wrote about that in my notes on that show, so I was like, yeah, let's come back to that later. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I directed Seance, and I've never been to this campus before or anything like that, so I think the fun part as a director is trying to instill confidence in your cast while also being like, yeah, you really need to do this. Also, where's the restroom? But everyone here was just so welcoming, so it's pretty easy.
Wonderful. So I have a question for the playwrights. Playwrights, raise your hand. Melissa, Stratton, Jason. Okay, we have three. So tonight is the first production of this particular script. Yes? Yes for Jason? Yes for Seance? Yes. Yes for Melissa? That's the Letterman jacket?
Yes.
Yes for Stratton. So we had three world premieres, folks. Sorry. I'm also interested to know what inspired your various plays. Anybody want to tell that? Melissa?
Okay, well, I would say you, Andrea, inspired this play. Basically, Andrea and I are part of a playwriting group, and there was a prompt, there was a theater company that was looking for scripts based on fairy tales, like a modernized fairy tale, and so my script is based on The Emperor's New Clothes.
I saw that.
There you go. All right, cool. Sorry, I didn't want to step on your toes. Okay, so this play's like 3 years old, and I just haven't submitted it a lot, so I'm really glad that it got to be in Dallas College. I also was here last year, and this whole thing just rocks, really. I'm amazed that you guys are able to put it together this quickly. This might be mildly interesting. I was reading a biography on Samuel Beckett, and there was this really interesting story of how he says the night he found his artistic voice, he got very, very drunk and sat on a dock and stared out into the ocean. And I was like, oh yeah, that explains Waiting for Godot. That's why it feels that way. And then so I tried to put my brain, and I was like, okay, imagine two 20-year-olds like reaching that feeling through a very silly sort of conversation. And the end result ended up being a 10-minute play. It kind of started off as a self-challenge writing exercise. So yeah, that's that one.
Awesome.
So my play is also about 3 years old. I was doing a playwriting class for high schools and college students during COVID, so it was a Zoom class, and I was going to write a 10-minute play. And I'd actually never written a 10-minute play, so I was like, well, I probably we should do one at the same time that they're doing their plays. So I came up with some ideas, and that was what I decided to do. And I think the reason why I picked it, I'm trying to remember exactly, but at the time I just listened to a bunch of podcasts that were all doing episodes about seances, and they're like 1920s and how much people went to spiritualism and all that. And I just was hearing all this, and it just got in my brain. I wanted to write a play about that subject.
I think we listen to some of the same podcasts.
I feel like every podcast has been an episode on it for a while, so probably true.
So for our directors, now I don't know the